Oh my goodness. It got cold again. Man, this weather is crazy, man. We got 68 degrees one day and we got 20 degrees the next. It's freaking insane. But at least the wind has died down a bit. We had like 45-mile-an-hour gusts yesterday, and this evening it was hitting real hard too. So I hope everybody is doing good this evening. Been a long day. I'll say that. It has been a very, very long day. And Simba's been sick and he's in a pet hospital. Hopefully we'll be able to get him tomorrow morning. But I was sitting here thinking today, you know how we had Mike Nolan last year and how bad Mike Nolan was as a coach for the Cowboys? I'm not saying that he's a bad coach. He was just bad for what the Cowboys were trying to do. And we're here right now trying to autopsy the body and figure out what have been the problems and where can we find places that we can do better. You know what I'm saying? Hang on, I didn't close the door all the way. Hold up. One thing I can say is my knees and my back are doing so much better. That 14 pounds I've lost, 13 pounds. 13 pounds that I've lost have made quite a bit of difference. Anyway, back to Mike Nolan. Mike Nolan just could not get much done with the defensive players that we had. And you could look at Dan Quinn, who didn't exactly have a cupboard that was full of players. Ended up taking that same defense with a couple of other no-name players and literally making it night and day different. He made it so much better. That is a change of coaching. The fact that he took a rookie, and got him to 13 sacks as a part-time edge rusher is unreal. Coaching matters. I'm sitting here thinking about where we are with running backs and offensive line. I remember when the Cowboys brought in Paul Alexander. Do you guys remember that? From the Cincinnati Bengals. Paul Alexander, who famously said the way he judges an offensive lineman is by whether or not they know about the 57 on a ketchup bottle. See, you take a glass ketchup bottle and you turn the ketchup bottle over, if you tap with your finger, index finger, the 57, the ketchup will pour out. As opposed to, no. You just have to tap. He said that offensive linemen that know that are his kind of offensive linemen. Paul Alexander came in, and what was the Great Wall of Dallas turned to crap. It just didn't work. They just seemed completely lost out there. And they fired him in the middle of the season. About the same time, we also got Amari Cooper. See, a lot of people don't remember this. They will say everything changed in the Cowboys' offense because Amari Cooper came. But I'll say that Marco Columbo becoming the offensive line coach also coincided with that because the Cowboys' offensive line got better under Marco Columbo. For whatever reason, they decided that Marco Columbo is not the guy. And we went out when we hired Mike McCarthy, and it seemed like we were trying to do the all-star coaching, or excuse me, We were trying to get all of the former head coaches. We took Mike Nolan, who had been the head coach for the 49ers and failed. We had Mike McCarthy, who won a Super Bowl. And we got Joe Phibin, who was the Miami Dolphins head coach, and failed and was fired. And so he was brought in as the offensive line coach. Now, he did do some offensive line coaching, but I'm not sure that he is really an offensive line coach. Yeah, he understands the X's and O's and things like that, but is he really that guy that really knows how to get the most out of the players? I know between Paul Alexander and Marco Columbo, the offensive line was like crap to great. And it seems like our offensive line right now is back to being crap since we haven't had Marco Columbo. Now, we've got some guys that are looking good from where they were in Terrence Steele. But I look at Lyle Collins and say, I think he's regressed. Connor Williams, I think he's regressed. Now, Zach Martin, he's all world. He's not going to change. Tyler Smith's issues are he can't stay healthy. But I look at Tyler Badish, and as I watch the technique, when I was talking about, if you watched me earlier in the workshop, I was talking about Quentin Bohannon, and he's playing, I call them the titty games. And by that I mean, you're too high. Not high like Randy Gregory, but you're too high. Because typically, in a battle between linemen, the low man wins because you have the leverage. And when you get high, you get unbalanced and you get rocked easy. It's the truth. I see that with Tyler Badish. When Tyler Badish has a guy like a Vita Vey, they get up underneath of him and they kind of lift him up, and it's like he's on skates because he's blocking. Like, okay, that's the titty games. And that's where I'm looking and trying to figure out, because it stayed that way the whole season. Why aren't we coaching better technique on here and understanding that you see that the guy is too high? And see, that's where having a guy who was a former offensive lineman like Marco Columbo understands. He can see that and know, because he's reliving his past every play with you, because he's been in the trenches and he can see why you're getting beat and he can tell you what to do about it. And I'm not sure that Joe Phibin is the guy who can correct that. And this is where you have to understand that sometimes it's not just about the players as it is the coach who is teaching the players. That's part of the problem. I don't think we're going to make any changes now at offensive line coach or running back coach, but I think that's one of those areas, as we autopsy the body, that we need to be looking at. Well, that's all I got to say about that. So, I need to actually go back to the workshop, make sure there's no more bubbles in any more of those butcher blocks. I got 5 of them that are getting done for you guys out there, and I want to make sure they're perfect before they leave here. And I'm appreciative for having another day. And I'm appreciative for being able to spend it with you guys. So, you know how we roll. I'll see you in the morning, God willing. God willing. Trying to do what I can about that. Shout out to Angelica Barron, who's knee deep in our keto group. Shout out to you. Another pound off today for you. You go, girl. And shout out to everybody who's joining me on that other channel and trying to do better, eat better, and get in better shape. because we need to live long if we're going to see the Dallas Cowboys win the Super Bowl again. Hope y'all having a great Saturday night. And peace. And don't forget, tell somebody you love them tonight.